What exactly is hiding under the water? Is it just darkness, or is it something ancient waiting for you? Think about it. Imagine a pond you've known your whole life. You know every ripple, every corner. But then, one day, that familiar water turns against you. Is it actually possible for someone to drown in waist-deep water? Logic says no, right? But sometimes logic doesn't apply. Today, I'm going to tell you a true story that still gives me chills in broad daylight. This isn't fiction. This is something I saw, something I felt. It's about a foggy winter night, a mysterious figure standing by a badminton court, and a centuries-old cursed pond. The place is called Sindur Mati. Beautiful name, right? But the history behind it is terrifying. And a fair warning, after hearing this, you might never want to swim in open water again.
Let me take you back to when I was in the 10th grade. Village life has a different vibe, especially in winter. When the cold wind howled through the paddy fields, it felt like nature was whispering secrets. Our village stretched from west to east. By day, it was loud and full of life. But the moment night fell, total silence. It was like the whole village went into a coma, and only a few of us were left awake. The west side was the creepiest. Just a dirt path, no houses nearby. Just endless fields, some old ponds and ancient banyan trees. Walking there at night felt like you had reached the edge of the world. Our main thing back then was badminton. My friends and I would set up a court on the school grounds, surrounded by thick fog, under a dim light bulb. The only sound was the thwack-thwack of the shuttlecock echoing in the empty field. Standing in the corner, staring into the fog, you always felt like someone was watching you from the dark.
Then, one night, the silence broke. A loud, grinding, mechanical noise cut through the air. It was an old motorcycle. The engine sounded so harsh, it felt like a beast screaming in the quiet night. Two strangers pulled up. One of them was a guy named Robin. That's how we met. Robin wasn't from immediate area. He rode his bike from about 2 kilometers away, while we just walked a few hundred meters to play. His dedication to coming that far, that late, on that noisy old bike was strange. He was friendly, sure, but if you looked into his eyes, there was this weird sadness. We didn't know it then, but Robin came from a place with a dark history buried underground. His house was right next to that legendary and mysterious body of water, the Sindur Mati Pond.
Now, you might be thinking, why am I hyping up a pond? You might have actually seen videos on YouTube searching for Sindur Mati Digi Mystery or the history of Sindur Mati Pond in Lalmonirhat. People know it's a holy place. But what those viral videos don't tell you is the fear the locals live with. Let's rewind the clock. History talks about a king named Rajnarayan. He was a good man, a wealthy landlord, but his kingdom was hit by a severe drought. People were dying of thirst. So the king dug a massive pond, about 17 acres wide. But here's the kicker. After digging that deep, not a single drop of water came out. It was bone dry. The king had a dream one night. A divine message told him that if he sacrificed, or rather had his two daughters, Sindur and Mati, pray in the center of the pond, water would come. Imagine being a father and having to choose between your people and your daughters.
He followed the dream. He placed 2 iron chests in the middle of the dry pit. Sindur and Mati sat there, fasting and praying. Suddenly, the king realized he forgot the tulsi leaves for the ritual. As soon as he stepped away to get them, boom! A deafening noise roared from the ground. Water exploded from the earth with massive force. The pond filled up in seconds. Everyone scrambled to swim to the banks. But Sindur and Mati, they never came back. They vanished into the deep. That's why it's named Sindur Mati. Locals still believe their spirits are trapped in that water.
We never thought Robin's life would tangle with this old legend, but it happened one afternoon. Robin went to take a bath in that very pond with his friends. This was a guy who was athletic, who played badminton with us every night. He was playing in waist-deep water, just splashing around, having fun. And then, in a split second, he was gone. His friends thought he was pranking them, hiding underwater. But minutes passed, then hours. He didn't come up.
They searched everywhere. How does a grown guy drown in waist-deep water? It didn't make sense. Finally, late in the afternoon, his body floated up. But this is the part that haunts everyone. His face. His eyes were wide open, staring at nothing. There was reddish foam at the corner of his lips, and his expression, it was pure terror. Like he saw something down there that scared him to death before he even drowned. People started whispering. Some said it was the supernatural mystery of Sindur Mati. Some said something pulled him by the legs. Others said heart attack. But we knew he grew up by that pond, and that pond took him.
Hearing about Robin triggered a memory I rarely talk about. A while before Robin died, I actually swam in Sindur Mati with my friends. The pond is huge. Seriously, looking across it is intimidating. I tried to be brave. I decided to swim from one side to the other. It started fine, but when I got to the dead center of the pond, my body just shut down. It wasn't normal tiredness. It felt like the water turned into ice and grabbed me. I felt a heavy pull dragging me down. I started thinking about the sisters, Sindur and Mati. I was thrashing, trying to move, but I was stuck. I thought, this is it. I'm drowning today. There were no lifeguards, no boats. Luckily, 2 of my friends saw me struggling. They swam out and dragged me back to shore. I was shaking uncontrollably. I swear there is something in the middle of that water that doesn't want you to leave.
The next winter, we went back to playing badminton, but the vibe was dead.
The fog was there, the game was there, but that angry, loud bike noise was gone. Sometimes, sitting in the dark corner of the field, staring into the mist, I'd feel like Robin was standing there, with that pale face and those terrified eyes, like he wanted to warn us about what's really down there. The water of Cindermati never dries up. They even tried pumping it out with massive machines twice, but they failed. The pond protects its secrets.